Kevin Costner finally tells the truth about Robert Redford when he is 70 years old. Kevin Michael Costner was born on January 18, 1955, in Linwood, California. So is Kevin Costner. Kevin Michael Costner was raised in a family of middle-class people. William Costner was his father, and worked as an electrician and utility boss. Sharon Ray was his mother, and worked as a welfare worker. Kevin is the youngest of 3 boys. Because his father worked as a truck driver, the family moved around a lot when Kevin was young. These moves taught him how to be flexible, independent, and strong, traits that would later shape his playing style and way of life. Costner was interested in stories and art from a very young age. He went to California State University, Fullerton, to study business and finance, but at first he had no plans to become a movie star. In the last few years of his time there, he found his love for acting. A chance meeting with actor Richard Burton on a plane changed Costner's life forever. He chose to become an actor with all his heart, taking acting classes and performing in small theater productions, while doing odd jobs to make ends meet. His unwavering faith in himself and his determination paid off in the end. It didn't happen all at once for Kevin Costner to become famous. It burned slowly, because people worked hard and didn't give up. Early in his career, he had a few small parts. One of his big breaks came when director Lawrence Kasdan cast him in The Big Chill 1983. Even though his scenes weren't in the final cut, Kasdan remembers how charismatic Costner was, and later cast him in Silverado 1985, which finally made him famous. After this, he was in a number of hit movies that showed how well he could play the role of the perfect American hero. Strong, honest, and quietly strong. The best years of Costner's work were in the late 1980s and early 1990s. His role in The Untouchables in 1987 cemented his reputation as a main man. Bull Durham in 1988 and Field of Dreams in 1989 made him a well-known actor. These movies showed how deeply he felt about topics like honesty, redemption, and the human spirit, and the stories in them touched people deeply. After that, Dances with Wolves, 1990 came out, which would become his most famous work. She not only played the lead role in the big movie that became a cultural phenomenon, but she also directed and produced it. It won 7 Academy Awards, including Best Picture and Best Director, making Costner a legendary director in movie history. For the rest of the 1990s, Hollywood movies had to follow his lead and show more understanding and depth when telling stories about Native American culture. A mix of historical epics and romantic tales, like Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, 1991, The Bodyguard, 1992, and Wyatt Earp, 1992, and Wyatt Earp, 1994, helped Costner keep the top spot at the box office. In The Bodyguard, he became famous all over the world, when he starred with Whitney Houston in one of the most famous love stories of all time. The movie's music, which included I Will Always Love You, became one of the all-time bestsellers, making Costner an even bigger star. Costner was admired for being brave and ready to take creative risks, even after some failures like Waterworld, 1995, and The Postman, 1997, which were both criticized for their big budgets and lofty goals. Kevin Costner has done a lot of different things besides acting in movies. He is also a very good drummer. As the lead singer of the country rock band Kevin Costner and Modern West, he has played concerts all over the world. His music, which includes songs about love, loss, and the American frontier, often shows how naturally he tells stories. This is similar to how he acts. Costner's career has taken a big turn for the better lately, thanks to his part as John Dutton in the popular TV show Yellowstone 2018, present. His role as the tough and emotionally complicated patriarch of a Montana ranching family has won him new fans and praise from critics. This shows that his charm and skill will never go out of style. Costner's life outside of acting has been just as full and real. He has 7 kids, and has said many times that being a dad is one of his favorite things in the world. He has backed many charitable causes, such as environmental efforts and children's groups. He is known for being humble and kind. Even though Costner is very famous, she has kept up an image of honesty and ethics that is rarely lost in the excesses of Hollywood. He would rather be on a ranch, play music, and spend time with his family than walk the red carpet or read gossip pages. Kevin Costner's love life has been just as interesting and complicated as the movies he's been in. He was married to Cindy Silva, and then to Christine Baumgartner. Each marriage was a new chapter in his personal and work life. Both relationships had a big impact on him, and showed how hard it is to balance fame, family, and personal growth over decades of being a Hollywood star. Cindy Silva was Kevin Costner's college love, and they got married the first time. They met at California State University, Fullerton. They got married in 1978, a long time before Costner became one of the most famous stars in the world. Cindy was more than just a wife who helped her husband. She helped him stay grounded when he was just starting out as an actor. Costner often said in interviews that she helped him stay focused on his goals, even when it seemed impossible to reach them. They started a family together and raised 3 kids: Annie, Lily, and Joe, while Costner's business took off. When Costner became famous in the 1980s and early 1990s through hit movies like Dances with Wolves, Field of Dreams, and The Bodyguard, Cindy often stood next to him at premieres to show that she was loyal and stable in the glitz of Hollywood. Kevin's fame, on the other hand, started to put stress on their relationship as it grew. Long trips away from home on film sets, and the huge pressures of being a star put a lot of stress on their marriage. Kevin and Cindy got divorced in 1994. After being together for 16 years, their split was very public, and they were said to have paid a $80 million settlement, which was one of the biggest in Hollywood history at the time. Kevin and Cindy worked hard to co-parent their kids and keep a respectful relationship after they broke up, even though it hurt. Costner would later think of that time as a time of deep reflection and personal accountability. He said it had been hard to balance his goals with his family life. He also said that his first marriage had taught him a lot about love, loyalty, and the sacrifices that come with being successful. After 10 years, Costner fell in love again. This time, it was with Christine Baumgartner, a model and handbag designer who is beautiful and talented, and is almost 20 years his younger. Their first date wasn't until the early 2000s, even though they met in the 1990s. At first, reporters and fans were skeptical of their relationship because of their age difference and Costner's desire to settle down again. But their love for each other was strong. Costner's life became more peaceful and joyful after Christine came into it. They broke up for a short time because they had different ideas about having kids. Christine wanted kids, but Costner wasn't sure if he did. They made peace. When they realized that their love was stronger than their worries about the future, they got married at Costner's ranch in Aspen, Colorado, in September 2004. The event was both small and big, with a mix of Western charm and Hollywood glitz. They had 3 babies together: Caden, Hayes, and Grace. This made Kevin's overall number of children 7. Costner felt like he had a new meaning when he became a father in his 50s. He talked a lot about how much he loved his family, and how Christine made him appreciate the slower, more important parts of life. For almost 20 years, it looked like they were always together. They went to a lot of red carpet events together and supported each other's goals. Christine went with Kevin when he was having a lot of success on Yellowstone. In that part, he played the stern ranch head John Dutton, which was a reflection of his real-life love for family and the American West. But in 2024, after 20 years of marriage, Costner and Baumgartner's relationship ended without warning. Fans were shocked to see another one of Hollywood's apparently stable couples break up, and their divorce got a lot of attention from the media. While neither of them said much in public, people close to the couple said that Costner's busy film schedule and growing responsibilities outside of acting, such as his pet project Horizon, an American saga, had made things more difficult. Even though they are sad about splitting up, both Costner and Baumgartner have said they want to put their kids' health first and continue to respect each other. Kevin Costner is a man who has always been quiet and proud. He lets his work speak for itself, instead of listening to the steady noise of Hollywood rumors. But when he turned 70, the Oscar-winning actor, director, and producer chose to talk about Robert Redford, who was one of the most important people in his life. For decades, their personal and professional lives have been connected. Redford has been both a guide and a creative soulmate to them. People have been guessing for years about how the 2 famous actors were related, but Costner's latest thoughts have finally shown what was really going on. During an emotional conversation, Costner said that his respect for Redford goes much deeper than the normal respect that two actors have for each other. I didn't just look up to Robert, he was an artist who taught me what it meant to really risk things, and Costner said, he had this quiet focus that drew you in without trying to get your attention. I learned that telling stories wasn't just about acting after seeing him, it had to do with purpose. That goal became clear early in Costner's career, when he was still getting used to working in Hollywood. At that point, Redford was already a famous actor who was known for his style, cleverness, and independence. Costner has said many times that Redford's choice to become a director made him want to become one himself. When Robert made Ordinary People, I remember thinking, that's what I want to do someday, to tell stories that matter, he said. He showed me that you could be an actor and still have a voice that shaped the bigger picture. In the early 1990s, Redford asked Costner to be in the movie A River Runs Through It, which made their relationship even stronger. Brad Pitt finally got the part, but Costner said that the conversations he had with Redford at that time were some of the most important of his career. Robert told me it wasn't just about Montana or fishing, it was about dads and sons and the hard things guys have to say to each other. What Costner said stuck with me for a long time. It made me think of my own friendship with my dad. They were friends because they shared values, not because they went to fancy Hollywood parties or worked together in public. Both men have always liked the peaceful beauty of nature better than the loud and busy city of Los Angeles. The American environment is very important to both. Redford, founder of the Sundance Institute, and Costner, built his own ranch in Colorado. He laughed and said, "Robert and I have talked about the West more than we've talked about movies. We both see it as a living thing, a place that shaped us and still calls us back." Redford's moral courage is another thing that Costner admires about him. Costner said it clearly, he never sold out. Robert stood up for something in a business that often rewards giving in. He thought independent movies were important, and that new views should be heard. It's not often that someone is so honest. Costner agreed that Redford's idea was what pushed him to make Dances with Wolves, a movie that not many people thought would do well. "If Robert can bet on himself, I can too. I thought at the time. I learned from him that going with your gut is always the best thing to do." Costner still says that Redford has an effect on everything he does, even after all these years. Costner thought, "When I direct, I still hear Robert's voice in my head. It's calm and thoughtful, and it always reminds me to slow down and find the truth in the scene. He never told me what to do, but he helped me understand things better." Their relationship, even though it's mostly secret, is one of a kind in Hollywood. Respect each other without competing. People love to put artists up against each other, but Robert was never in a fight. He said, "We were just two guys trying to tell stories that meant something." As Costner gets closer to the end of his career, he sees Redford not only as a guide, but also as an example of the kind of honest, caring and fearless artist that everyone should try to be. Costner said in a soft voice, "I owe him a lot. Men like Robert Redford showed me how to make movies that really moved people." Kevin Costner thinks that the truth about Robert Redford is both easy and deep. He was more than just a Hollywood star. The man taught, paved the way, and became a friend to Costner. He helped shape the man Costner became. Finally, Costner said, "Robert taught me that success isn't about fame. It means being honest, standing behind your work, and never forgetting why you love telling stories in the first place." At 70, Costner's words have the weight of life's lessons. A touching ode to a friendship that stood the test of time, fame, and the bright lights of Hollywood. It was based on mutual respect, a shared vision, and a deep love for the work that made them both unique.